All right. Start. Let all start. How do I move this thing? Nice. All right. All right. All right. Let's put our plant over here. All right, family. Welcome, everybody. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Subscribe to YouTube. Share. Like. Comment. You could also ask a question. Actually, let me remove this one. I don't need this one. I don't need this one. All right. Yes, we're saying hello to people first before we start. Guys, do you think I should do this thing like this? What do you think? Is it better or I leave it? Let me like that. Let's just do it like that. Huh? What do you guys think? Okay. Okay. Let us start. The other way, or like this, or the other way. Biggest. What do we do? What do you think is better, guys? Horizontal or vertical screen? Which one do you want? So Tabitite says, so vertical. Vertical is like this. So this is vertical. Horizontal, when I put the screen like that. Vertical is now how we are. We are now vertical. So maybe we leave it here, yeah? Actually, it makes it easier for me to see the comments when it's like this as well. Sammy says it's horizontal. Oluwale. So do you know what Oluwale means actually in my language? Oluwale means pants, like trousers. Oluwale. But that is like a slang, you know, it's like kind of like when you are trying to, it's like when you kind of, Oluwale is like his pants, his trousers. That's the meaning. Christo says horizontal. There's times when I've done it horizontal, and I think, you know, for me, it looks like it's for the same thing. It's at the end of the day. Here we have a bigger screen, but I made, actually, we could try. Guys, what do you think? This way, like that? Actually, we could do this one. Horizontal looks okay. Yeah. Horizontal. Yeah, it doesn't matter. His message, the message is all the same. Horizontal, vertical is still the same message. So I think we pretty much focus on the message. So I was live on TikTok today, and there is a few members who was with us over there. We was talking about a little bit, a few different things here and there, different subjects. I have an idea. We try something else. Yeah, what about we try this direction? Yeah, you see? The one who told you that streaming was easy, he lied to you. You get used to it, but I mean, it's not easy to. Yeah, we are waiting for people. Anneli, hello, Anneli. Goedenavond. Anneli, goedenavond. Goedenavond. I am Patrice. I see you. Teaser. We are going to answer some few questions here as we wait. Okay, let me put your question on the screen. Madame Tiza Tabaitite. How do I? Guys, don't laugh when I'm pronouncing these things. I might get it wrong. So we have Patrice says messages are phenomenal. I see you, Patrice. Let me say hello to people. Andeli says greetings from Netherlands. I see you. Elias, I see you. Thanks again for the good work. There's another one somewhere here. And then Tiza said, I have a question for you. It seems like I have a particular demon following me. It's using different people in my life. I've already done a video on that. You already know what is going on. So the demon, these demons, what they do, I don't know if you guys have seen this movie by Denzel Washington. What was it called? Oh gosh, remind me that movie. Sometimes my mind freezes a bit. What was that movie? Denzel Washington, guys, in the comments. Come in the comments, remind us. That movie, Denzel Washington, what was it? Who is here that knows that movie, Denzel Washington? Fallen, thank you. Fallen by Denzel Washington. That is the same experience we are talking about. But you see, in Fallen, there was pretty much trying to tell us, even if back in those years, whenever the movie came out, we didn't pretty much pay attention. When you're not awakened, you watch things for entertainment. But when you awaken, you revisit these movies and you start to see the meaning behind the films. What were they saying? What was the message? The video that I did personally in that experience was called Demons Body Jump to Attack a Chosen One. Okay? So how do you identify that you have got a particular demon following you around? Let me give you the best case scenario. So you have let's say you go out there, you're doing your own thing, maybe you're in the shops, maybe you are traveling, maybe whatever. And you might experience, for example, an individual who might initially, this body jumping it can happen in seconds, in a flash of a second. So you run into an individual, let's say, for example, you're having dinner, you're in a restaurant, and you have a little chat with somebody, and you're having a conversation with this individual. Now, when that demon hops onto that individual is going to say something that is very familiar to you, you have heard before. Let me say, for example, they may mention something, and this is something actually happened to me today. There was a demon I ran into that I recognized when it actually mentioned something that I talked about a few days ago. Okay, so that's when I knew that this was a body jumping situation. Now I'm not scared of these demons because I understand their energy frequency. I know where they are coming from. I'm not afraid of these things, but I know when I see it, I can recognize it. So this person can actually approach you and they may speak about something that you have most likely been thinking about a few days ago. They was not with you. They don't even know you. Or maybe you might hear a phrase of something that you might have said a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of days ago. It could be a phrase, it could be a sentence, it could be a particular word that you used. You run into somebody who appears to be a stranger, they don't even know you, they don't know anything about you, and they are going to actually speak that same thing. In all the things they may say, you are going to hear and recognize that particular phrase from that particular individual, even if they do not know you. Now, in most cases, when you experience that thing of body jumping, when you see somebody who appears to ask or maybe say very detailed information about you that you never even spoke with them before, in those case scenarios, you're supposed to stop talking, look the other way, walk away. Because in that particular moment, there is a possession, temporary possession of a particular demon that has been following you around. But now, because there's this person in your vicinity, it's using that person to even maybe get even closer, because I've told you, if you're, in a chosen one, it has always been an experience you have had from the beginning of time. You could even have had the same experience in the previous life, in the past life. You are still having this experience and you didn't deal with it. It continues in the next life until you actually figured it out. Body jumping is a very common scenario when it comes to chosen ones. Demons are going to hop from one person to another. Now, the enlightened person, the awakened chosen one, what really happens is that they are more careful of the people they engage, whether it is a friend, somebody new, could be a neighbor, it could be somebody, even sometimes relative. They are very cautious of everybody who is coming into their space because they recognize they are not being only stalked in the physical, they are also gang stalked in the spiritual. The movie by Fallen by Denzel Washington is a very clear example of spiritual gang stalking. The physical part of it is the person that manifests in front of you. The spiritual part of it is the demon that will possess that particular person to influence your thoughts or your decisions or something that is going on around you. Now, how do you actually know that you're being attacked? I could give you an example. That demon could manifest in a particular stranger, for example, and this is why you guys have to be very careful. The demon manifests in a particular stranger and it is going to ask you something that it knows you want the most. If you're a person who is used to booze, alcohol, you may see this person asking you, inviting you, why don't you come in the weekend? They're going to offer you a drink. They may actually drag you, would you like to have a drink with me? You can come around, we can have a drink at the weekend or maybe in the evening. That's when you know that is actually that demon. That demon is actually using something that it understands is a weakness to actually attack you and sink you very deep in your misery, okay? Because remember, the only way a chosen one is trapped in very long cycles of trauma is when these demons use your weaknesses against you. If you're a person who is into women, maybe you're a woman who likes men, that demon is going to actually body jump into a man. So Teaser, that is a very powerful question, and I think it's even related to this video. Thank you for that question anyway. It will manifest into a woman, it will body jump, body hop onto a woman, or it could body hop onto a man if you're a woman. And that demon is going to propose a date, or it could propose a mere outing. They, you know, what do you have time? We could go on a date or whatever. They want to date you and stuff like that. And it is going to really trigger your deepest, I could say, what is the best word I could use? Sometimes it is going to use the language or the things that it knows you are very attached to. So, like I've given an example of alcohol, it is going to come in that particular image of a person who wants to buy a drink, or sometimes you might meet a person on the way and they say, oh, I was in the, what is that supermarket in the US, the common one? What is it called? Guys in the comment, tell us. That big common supermarket everybody shops. What is it called again? I forget some of these things. I was at the store and I picked up a few wines. You would like to have one of them? And sometimes it's going to catch you unaware, you see? And if you are very addicted, or let's say, for example, you are so addicted to alcohol, you will easily say, okay, yes, okay, no worries, I can have one of the bottles here. So that person is going to pass you that bottle of alcohol. So it is also some form of spiritual attack, but using your addictions against you. If it's you're a person, for example, who likes drugs, let's say you are, maybe you may be some kind of an addict, or you could just be addicted to drugs. You're going to run into somebody who is actually going to propose, oh, you know what? I have, I got a, I was at my friend and I got some joints. So I've got an extra joint. If you want, we can go together and we can actually have a joint. So that demon is actually going to pull you back into the same addiction that you're trying to get away from. So it is going to pull you in that direction of drugs. There is always going to be something that the person you will meet will use, because remember that this thing is spiritual warfare. This whole thing is spiritual. Whatever these people just you see moving in and out on the physical, these are just like the people you see, the vessels, the bodies, the transporters, but the demon actually is the one that moves them. It is only going to be possible for a particular moment in time, for as long as that demon understands, for as long as necessary. Let's say, for example, you live in a certain neighborhood. That demon is going to attach itself to a landlord, or it could attach itself to a neighbor. As long as you're still living with that particular neighbor, that demon is going to use that neighbor to attack you, to stalk you, to harass you, and to monitor you. It's when now you start to see these neighbors, they are throwing funny things in your compound, they are sometimes playing loud music, they cannot let you sleep, they are all the time gossiping, you're experiencing very extreme, extensive gang stalking in your neighborhood, and you do not understand what exactly is happening. I can promise you, and this is something you can take from me. You can take with you from me. The moment you move out of that vicinity and you move into a new vicinity, the same experience is going to repeat. But this time it's going to be with a different neighbor. The scenarios may switch up a little bit, but it is going to be the same experience with another neighbor. The same what you had before is going to repeat in the next place that you will go. So that is how you're going to know that you are being stalked by a demon. As a matter of fact, that demon has been manifesting and has been stalking you for a very long time. It's just because for the longest of time, you wasn't aware of the activity. So a time comes when you become aware of it. But this all starts with going through an awakening. The awakening is what actually makes you understand that activity, demonic warfare and activity that has always been happening around you, when you start to recognize the pattern. So let's say, for example, your father told you certain things when you was a kid. Things that he knew or she knew, if it's your mother, that they would hurt you, they would traumatize you, maybe they lock you out of the house, maybe sometimes they don't want to give you food, they deny you the simple basic rights. That cycle keeps on going on and on. You will leave home, you go to your relationship, family, you get married, it is going to be the same thing. It keeps on manifesting again and again because you guys have got to understand something, chosen ones. Whatever the demon is doing, these demons are doing anything they can do to stop you. Okay? They understand your frequency, and whatever they can do to stop you, to delay you, if need be, or let me say, if there's a possibility, as long as it doesn't trace back to them, they have to eliminate you. But in most cases, yes, sometimes they have tried and things haven't worked out. They plan, they plot, they scheme, but at the end of the day, things still don't work out because anyway, these demons also understand the spiritual protection that comes along with you being a chosen one. There is an extra layer of protection that has always been on your life. So all the plots they do, they are only punishing the people which we call the transporters, let's say the vessels. In most case scenarios, when the karma hits, it hits the vessel. It does not necessarily hit the demon, it will hit the vessel that was responsible for causing you whatever type of harm it has been doing or it has been causing against you. As a chosen one, you have a mission, you have an assignment, you have a purpose. The demons understand your purpose. They have always been monitoring you for a very long time. Wherever you went, whatever you did, they have been watching from the background. And whenever it happened that you was getting very close to your purpose, these demons would intercept you and would drag you backwards so that you can go back to square one. And again, I've said sometimes there could be cases where they have tried to eliminate you. Maybe they set up somebody to poison you, and maybe that person that was meant to poison you, they ended up drinking their own poison and they checked out of life as soon as they could. Or something has hit them very bad while you survived, something has come back at them and has hit them exactly where it hurts. Is why I did a video before and I told you guys, messing with the chosen one is a life sentence. Messing with the chosen one is the most dreadful, horrible thing a person would ever do. Now, a lot of people do not understand who a chosen one is. There's many people around the world, the local, regular, normal people, the ones who don't have a conscience, the ones who can't even think about these things, they do not understand who a chosen one is. And those are going to be the people that are going to be the ones on your way. They will always be derailing you and attacking you and trying to drag you backwards because, again, everything comes back to your mission. So when you're chosen one, you've got to understand your breakthrough begins with your awakening. When you awaken, you pierce the veil. When you pierce the veil, the demons flee. It's the reason why you see a demon cannot mess with an awakened chosen one, because the awakened chosen one fully understands their power, they know who they are, and the demon fully also understands it does not have, or they do not have, it could be many of them, it could be a legion of them, they do not hold any power over you. When you pierce the veil, they flee. The intention of everything from day one was to make you sleep, keep you asleep, so you would never remember your anointing, you will never remember your power. How does the demons afflict the chosen ones? The demons afflict chosen ones through addictions. You may run into people who will slowly start. You see, when I'm talking about this spiritual warfare, basically what you have to understand is the things that are happening in the spiritual realm, because life is actually playing out in the spiritual, okay? Even if what you may do, you can see it and understand it on the physical, but actually the real act is going on spiritually. A person may come into your life, for example, and they are going to start with the little things. Oh, I have an idea. You want to come with me to the club? Are you free this weekend? Something. They may start with the story. And no big intentions. You don't think at all. So, okay, I'm gonna be free. Give me a call, whatever. Exchange numbers, and then those people, they are going to. Let's give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second, guys. The person comes in, they befriend you, and they start dragging you somewhere. It may start with the simplest things. Come with me to the club. What are you doing this weekend? Oh, you can follow us to the concert. And those kind of things, little by little. The person drags you, you go to the clubs, wherever you want to go, and they will give you something. It could be a drug. Maybe they could give you, there's so many different types of drugs. They could use anyone, whatever they have in their disposal. And you will start slowly. And then the next weekend, they will also call you, you go. Before you know it, you start getting addicted to a certain type of drug. And while you're using those drugs, you actually lose yourself. It may depend on the intensity or the type of drug you're using. But anyway, we all understand that drugs, when you follow that direction of drugs, you will surely at some point get lost and you lose yourself. It comes down to the mission the demon has to stop you, to derail you, to delay you from reaching your goals. It can be alcohol, it can be drugs. They could find something that they can use to get you addicted. In some case scenarios, you may be dealing with a person, let's say, for example, a lot of you guys have dealt with narcissists, and the narcissists could introduce you to some very unusual sexual habits. Many of you have actually talked about threesomes, sometimes foursomes. They could actually introduce you to things you could never do, or you could actually never engage. Before you know it, you're addicted. Slowly, they're beating down your frequency. You see, when you are an addict, you are vibrating very low. When you're on a low frequency, when you're vibrating so low, the demon has access to your energy. You see, for the demon to be able to penetrate your shield of protection, it first of all puts you in very lower states of frequency or vibration. Then it can penetrate your frequency, your aura, and it can influence you in so many different directions. There is so many of them we can go. Did you actually know there is chosen ones that are prostitutes? The next time you meet a prostitute, strip dancers, what do they call those? Strippers, and all chosen people can be trapped very deep in the dark, because you see, if the demon can humiliate you to that extent, it feels very powerful because it has been able to bring you down. That is what demons do to chosen ones. Next time you meet a prostitute, maybe a stripper, try to pay attention. Do not judge them. Those people, they could be going through demonic affliction, and there is things that they don't even understand about themselves. The people will be pulled very deep into the dark, so deep to an extent that they can no longer recognize themselves. So the next time I've told you meet a stripper, you meet those people, prostitutes, pay attention, don't judge them. Try to understand their point of view. I'm not saying that you should support the business and go ahead to sleep with those people, but you have to understand the demon is on the hunt for God's chosen people. It uses anything it can to make sure that it entangles you in sin, so you can continue to live and to operate in very low states of vibration, because it is in that way you will lose track of your life and you will never be able to achieve those things and your divine mission that you came here to achieve, you came here to fulfill. Demonic affliction can also manifest in narcissistic abuse. The demon will send its agents to God's chosen ones all over the world. These people, they will run into narcissists, and everything, by the time they realize they are entangled, it is going to be a couple of months. Normally those entanglements, by the time you realize you are very deep in the mess, it could be maybe a year or two. So when you look around the world, the demons are going to send these narcissists along your way. The narcissists have told you they are agents. The closer they can stay in your life and the more confusion they will put into your life is the more they will keep you astray and hidden from your goals, so you will never be able to realize your potential. A lot of chosen ones, when you see many chosen ones around the world, many of them don't even barely recognize they are entangled with these demons. Is why I've told you from day one, narcissism is demonic. They are operating, there's a spirit of narcissism. Narcissism is a spirit that operates within those narcissists, and the intention is to destroy, to distract, to delay, in some cases, to eliminate. But again, I've told you, they are very careful when it comes to eliminating you because they fully understand your spiritual power. Sometimes they may put you in situations where you might actually take your own life. The next time you hear somebody committed suicide, again, do not hear everything the news has said, because the news will try to twist the entire story for everybody to believe. But for the ones that can look through the veil, behind the veil, you will actually take your own time to make your own investigation. And behind the scenes, you will always see that person that has actually taken their own life, they was involved with the demonic narcissist, and those people have completely destroyed them mentally until the extent where they had to take their life. Narcissism is also a mechanism the demons will use to afflict chosen ones. Are we together? Are we following chosen ones? Who is in class? Who is following? Let me see your hand up. Who is with me? Hey, as you come in, guys, remember, please hit the like button. Very, very important. This channel keeps on going to other people. The content reaches other people. The videos is recommended for other people. Mokambili Moses, I see you. I'm taking some time to say shout out to you guys. So Tiza, I struggle with that name. I don't even know what I need to say. Tiza Tabitite, you asked a very powerful question, okay? And I think you now understand what we're dealing with you. I don't like cuts from that movie, although it can go into anything. Now, there is something else you guys need to understand, chosen ones. Not every animal around you is a monitoring spirit. Some of those animals may actually be there to protect you. You may notice the presence of crows. Sometimes you may notice the presence of pigeons flying around you. You may sometimes notice the presence of cats. They are actually protecting you in the spirit. So sometimes you could have people that are fighting on your behalf in the spirit, even without you knowing it. And as much as they can also be used as monitoring spirits, it is not always the case. Sometimes when you are going through very intensive spiritual warfare, you may actually experience the presence of cats. Especially the black cats may start roaming around your area. Sometimes you don't even know it. Even some of them can go ahead and reach until your window. Some of them may even actually enter your house. Those are your protection team. Sometimes you do not see the spiritual activity, but those are actually people that are protecting you, forces that are protecting you in spirit. You are going through intensive spiritual warfare, and the divine also sends his protection team around you. So not all cats, again, you just have to use your discernment. How do you know that actually that cat could be a monitoring spirit? When you see that particular cat and you get extremely threatened or frightened by its mere presence, then you are dealing with a monitoring spirit. But if the cat shows up and there is peace, spiritually you feel calm, there's no shaking, there's no running up and down, then you know that that is actually your guardians. They could be protecting you in the spirit. And there's most likely going to be battles that they are fighting on your behalf that you cannot even see with your naked eyes. So that one was from, that comment was from New Day about cats. Can you do the video about the Marine Kingdom? I have to do my own research. I know what I know, but I will do some more extensive research before I can comment on that. Because I've seen some individuals actually who are from the Marine Kingdom. They say they are chosen. I don't know what level of chosen ones they are talking about, but I'll first of all have to do my own research before we go deep into that, okay? But I also understand that there's chosen ones from the Marines Kingdom. Now, I cannot fully give you the whole picture because I need more extensive research on that. It has not been my territory, so I never pretty much took time to understand what's happening in the Marine Kingdom. But when I know something, I'll come back here and I'll let you guys know. Nifaser, I see you. I'm saying shout out to you guys. You see, there's something you guys need to understand. And this is something it takes a lot of practice. The demons want you afraid. If you have noticed, every attack you've had, you have been in the frequency of fear. They will create scenarios and situations which will make you so afraid about everything because fear is very low frequency energy. When you can get into that state of fear, that is exactly when they can control you. Demons only attack a person, the person that is afraid, a person who is in fear. So if you can step out of that frequency, which again I've said it takes some time to practice, this is something, you have got to be in a state where fear will become a daily norm for you. It will become something you will get used to an extent whereby there's nothing else to fear. So you have to go through the processes and different levels of fear until you know, okay, I've dealt with fear and I've battled and I've conquered fear. Then now you do not have anything to worry about because they cannot get into that frequency. So that was a comment from New Day. Things don't add up. Lots of people are against you for no reason. That is gross. I'll pin some of these comments. So if you guys see any comment that I've pinned, you know something, put in the comments, okay? I think for me, that shouldn't be something new. People can come against you, whether you say something, whether you keep quiet, whether you speak, whether you show up or not, they will always come against you because it is not about you as a person. It is, and it has always been about your energy and the frequency you represent. There is forces that is worried about that frequency, is why they have always attacked you from day one. Okay, chosen ones, are we together? All right. As you come in, hit the like, make sure you tap the like button. Make sure you drop a comment. Maybe you want to share, maybe subscribe. I would like somebody who has had an experience with addiction to come and share with us. So I'm going to put a link. So we're talking about demonic affliction. So if you have had an experience with addiction, I want you to come. There is a link that is in the comments now. Use that link and share with us what has been going on. Andrea, I see you. Hey, there's nothing to be afraid about. Addictions, we have all dealt with different types of addictions. So I've actually done a whole video on addictions. There's nothing to be scared of. If you want to share with us about an addiction that you've dealt with, that's the link. Click it. I'll invite you here. There is something strange that happens when during the body jumping. There's something strange that happens. When you leave that vicinity, let's say, for example, you have been dealing with a landlord, and that demon that has been tracking you was working through your landlord, for example. When you leave that vicinity, the landlord will go back to their original state. Yes, they will eventually remember something happened when you was around, but they will not pretty much be in that influence, that particular demonic influence. They will go back in their state and do normal things, whatever they was doing back in the days, and they will not be bothered with you. But as long as you're in the vicinity, they are still going to be used because they are the closest ones to you. I do pity chosen ones who are still Tiza.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
How do you spell your name, Tiza? How do you pronounce? I always struggle to pronounce that name.
It's Tirsa Tabby Tight.
Tabitate. Where are you from?
Um, I am from California, Santa Rosa, California.
Okay. Is that where you are originally from? Or are you have a
Um,
blood, your blood from
originally,
somewhere? Genetic.
I'm genetically, I'm Native American and Caucasian, white.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about? I wanted to invite somebody who has struggled with an addiction.
I'm currently still struggling. I'm trying to overcome it. It's been very difficult, Lindo.
What kind of addiction, if you don't mind me asking, and when did it start?
I'm addicted to drugs, and in particular, methamphetamines and fentanyl. And I first used drugs when I was 12 years old. And then I had used them off and on for several years. And then at one point in my life, when I was 22, I lost the man I was engaged to a heroin overdose. And after that, I got treatment, and I had almost 20 years clean and sober. And then I relapsed not too long ago.
So it started when you said 16?
I started using when I was 12 years old.
You was 12 years old, yeah. So was it from neighbors? Was it in the family as well?
Addiction runs in my family. My father was an alcoholic and a drug addict. And then on his side, the Native American side, pretty much most of the family had some type of addiction going on. And as well on my mother's side, not my mom, but most of her family, her brothers and her, her extended family have addiction issues.
So you're the one that is meant to break the cycle. Yes, it's going to be a tough one, but whatever you can do. I know that there's some support, there's some support teams somewhere there, and they can, help you with the other addictions.
Yeah, I'm connected with all that, Denzo. I am.
Yeah. We wish you well. We don't judge anyone here. Like I've told you, we have empaths
I
who have
know.
been different kind of stuff. So there's nothing to be worried about. We all know. I know that it's been a long time in that addiction, and I really know that you could be doing, you must be doing whatever you can to get out of it.
I am.
On behalf of other empaths, we wish you the best. Are you on my TikTok as well? I don't know if I saw you on TikTok.
No, I don't have that app, but I should probably install it. your videos and your content and you've helped me immensely. You have I was with a narcissistic husband who was abusing me, and I always felt like there was something more to it, than just, what I mean, like a mental health issue. I had a feeling that, it was something demonic attached to him, or, what I mean, that there was something spiritual in nature. But I always told myself, oh, you're crazy, or, you're imagining things or whatever, And then I found your channel on YouTube, and it was just like validation, you know what I mean? And at that point, once I had it validated that was really going on, I had to go, and I was able to free myself. So thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for speaking with us. We wish you the best in your journey and in
Of
your
course, thank you.
recovery
You as well.
process. And we surely believe that you are going to be able to break that cycle at some point.
Thank you. I appreciate you and all your help. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye. So that was Teaser. Teaser, thank you for sharing with us your experience. There's a comment here which says, I would say discernment is very important. Jesus and the person from God can also come to you. So Jesus and the what? The person from God can also come to you with knowledge from past. I'm not religious, but Bible is very useful. Okay, that's your comment as well. What else do we have here? Hey, Walmart. That was Walmart. That supermarket I was asking was Walmart. You guys in the US are familiar with Walmart. There's a comment from War Two Witches says, many chosen suffer from addictions because of the demon that wanted to break them down. There is no easy way to break down a chosen one by getting them addicted to something. Demonic affliction, the third one I'm going to talk about, I've talked about narcissistic abuse, I've talked about addictions. The third method is witchcraft. I'm very sure, whether you know it or you don't know it, there has been a point when you have been battling witchcraft, one way or the other, whether it was conscious, unconscious, direct or indirect. A chosen one has been battling witchcraft. You see, one of the things you need to understand about these demons, the witches, those covens and people that follow you spiritually, they like what you have, but at the same time, they are afraid of your power. Because you see, a witch surely hopes that they can actually have your light. Even if they actually fully understand, they cannot contain that light, okay? If that light has to go through a witch, it will burn those witches down, okay? Because it is not a light they want to mess with. So what they do voodoo, they are going to do witchcraft, black magic, and they are going to try to extinguish that light. So you go to sleep, sometimes you're having these dreams of funny things following you around, sometimes you're having every type of nightmare. It is a sign that you're being attacked spiritually. It could be a witchcraft attack. So the best way to counter witchcraft and those kind of things is prayer, okay? In whichever language you can pray. I don't know what language you use, what method you use. You counter witchcraft by denouncing it. You counter witchcraft by prayer. In most case scenarios, if you know who the witch is, because in most case scenarios, you will be shown who the witch is. You could be dreaming about them. They could appear in your presence, in your vicinity. But one way or the other, you are going to find out who that person is. Then you can now leave the entire vicinity, because you are not going to continue living around a place where you know there's a witch that is against you or is fighting with you. So witches, they can cast spells and different types of things. Yes, most of the times, if you're not weak, you don't even know how to protect yourself spiritually, those things can get you somewhere because they can drag down your energy at some point. But if you know how to protect yourself, that witchcraft usually bounces back and it heads straight back to the senders. So is why I always tell you guys, it's always very vital and important to keep yourself in a very high vibration. The witches only attack people who are in a very low state of vibration. Is why, first of all, you will get an addiction to something that will actually bring down your frequency. Then the witches now will start to attack you. Okay? But there's nothing to fear, chosen ones. I already told you these things is spiritual. And when you come to understand spiritual warfare, you also start to understand it is not personal. But it is always okay and good for you to protect yourself in every way that you can. Whether you have to get away from people, whether you have to surge around your house, I don't know what prayer means for you, what language you pray. It doesn't matter as long as you can do anything to protect yourself. Witchcraft is a very common thing that they do. Demonic affliction. We are still going on with demonic affliction of chosen ones. In some case scenarios, there is people who actually, what is the best word I can use here? there is people who need some form of contact with you. Now, chosen ones, you need to remember, it is not everybody holds the same frequency as you. You could be dealing with a person that works in a barber shop, they work at a hairdresser salon. You might be dealing with a person that is a very evil person. You're allowing them to rub their hands in your head. You actually don't even understand what they are planting in your head spiritually. You're allowing them to massage your body. You're allowing them actually to tamper with the nails. You don't even know where they're taking those pieces of the nails that they have cut from your feet. Demonic affliction can happen in so many different kinds of ways. There is sometimes even things as simple as a handshake. There is things that are simple as a hug. Those demons will try anything they can to tamper with your energy. I still don't know why and how people are still going to barbershops and they're letting people swim around in their head, rub their hands around their head. A person that you just met, you don't even know what they do at home and what they actually do with their hands. So you allow a person actually to tamper with your head, they are actually tampering with your energy centers. So you have to be careful, chosen ones. Demonic affliction can happen in so many ways. The only thing you have to know is to be aware of it and to know which ways you can to protect yourself. Demonic affliction can happen in exchange of gifts. You know that neighbor next door who always has an extra pie and they are running around with their pies. You know, I made an extra one, you know, they are giving you something to eat. Now, I do not say that everybody else who will bring you a pie has bad intentions for you, but in some case scenarios, you might be dealing with somebody with the wrong intentions. And they're going to come around, they want to share food with you, they want you to come around, sit in their houses, you know, sometimes, you know, can I go out with your slippers? I'm just running to my door to pick something, and they're wearing your shoes for a minute. Exchange of items is very dangerous. A lot of times you don't even know where your problem is coming from until you sit down at one point and you remember there was something you exchanged with somebody, and that is where was the beginning of your problems. So when you're sharing things with people, you have to be careful. It should most likely, I recommend it should be your children, okay? Even sometimes family members that you trust, because we all understand there's even family members you cannot trust. Nowadays, things have changed. It's not the same family members we knew before. Things have changed where a family member is willing to go the extra length at you. So, chosen ones, you have to understand that along your path, you're going to be battling spiritual warfare. Most of the times, you're going to be battling spiritual warfare. Not that you are supposed to be afraid and whatever, but it's okay to have information, to know and to be vigilant all the time, to try to look out who is coming around, who are you bringing into your bed. This one is very, very important. Anybody wants to get in bed with you, you have to be very, very careful, chosen ones. Who are you sleeping with? What are they going to leave in your body? The men, those guys out there, you don't even know the guy you're trying to jump into bed with. What is he going to leave inside your body? You cannot invest your sexual energy in the wrong person. You have slept with this man and you don't understand why everything has started going berserk. All your things are falling apart. Your businesses are not working. You don't even know what happened. Prepare make sure that you always understand, take time to understand the person that you want to sleep with, okay? I'm not saying that you have to know all the details. Some people are very good at hiding, but you can always take some time to investigate what person are you trying to sleep with, who are you bringing in your bed. Those things of just moving around, sleeping pretty much with anybody because they look so nice, that era is gone, my chosen ones. It no longer works like that, okay? The ones who are just coming in, please like the video, hit the thumbs up, interact with the video, maybe share, comment. Hey, are we together, chosen ones? Tommy Hodgson, you have to go and check in my videos. If you search signs you are a chosen one, there's a couple of videos I've done, they will give you clarity. Akera's Divine Devotion, I see you. How are you? Akera is divine. Akera's Divine Devotion. Is it devotion? Devotion. Devotion. Amy of Ark, how are you? I see you. Heaven's Chosen, I see you. So Betty tells us that demons have no power over the healed, chosen people. Absolutely, definitely, they don't. They don't have any power over you. Once you have healed, that's it. Because remember that the whole intention of these afflictions was to hide you from your power. They slow you down, they get you into so many different types of situations, so you will never be able to reach where you're going. That was the intention. When you have healed, they cannot touch you. At least not at that frequency. It's not possible. So we have to pray for one another. Our sister is battling addiction. Teaser, tab it tight. So you guys need to put her in your prayers. Addictions can be overcome. Ask the Most High. I'll pin some of your comments. There could be a point you were sharing there. That one was from Crystal. Yeah, so Amy says her husband injected her with the bioweapon while she was asleep. You see, those are the demons we're talking about, you know? And some people will come here and tell you it's domestic abuse. Somebody wants to take your life and it's domestic abuse. It's spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen, you know? I think the importance of celibacy is to cleanse your body from spiritually transmitted demons. Okay, those demons you've been picking up from narcissists. Maybe you've slept with some prostitutes, very low vibrational women, men, and something. I think it gives you time. For the men, they go semen retention. For the women, they go celibate. It helps you to actually detox your body spiritually, okay? And you raise your vibration. Is why I think most of the people, when they wake up, the first thing they do, they disconnect from sexual activity. In most case scenarios, people disconnect from all forms of sexual activity. They go to semen, they go on semen retention journeys, they go on celibacy, and it can actually go on for years until they know they have actually done the work on themselves, you know? So, Emmy of Arc, you might be dealing with some form of gang stalking, okay? So, if you're dealing with a man, they can use your husband to set you up and put some things in your food, you know, like Emmy's talking about. This man injected her with stuff. Yeah, I'm pinning your comments as we go. Janelle, I see you. T. Yeah, so these narcissists, they want to sleep with you, you know. Sex is very sacred. So they sleep with you so they can harvest your energy. Is why you see you meet one, when you've done dealing with them, You go ahead and you meet the next one. They keep on going in cycles. It's all energy they want. They're harvesting your energy. So when you stop to sleep with people, they're going to be very pissed because they cannot get you in their bed. So they're going to be very pissed with you. How dare you don't give them your energy? Energy vampires. They think we still have time to that energy to waste, sleeping with energy vampires. Unless a person is energetically aligned with you, there is no need for you to go in bed, to jump into bed with a person that is not energetically aligned with you. When you sleep with low vibrational people, you know what you're going to get. You know it's going to end. So you need to understand who are you letting in your bed. Chosen ones. The enemies attack and they attack and they attack. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we need to understand they cannot go so far. Okay? A person that is attacking you, whether they're attacking physically or spiritually, they are already confirming your power because it is your power they do not like. Are we together? Stacy, I see you. Heaven's chosen, I see you. Edwin, I see you. There's some of you guys who have been with us on TikTok. I was doing so. If you guys want to follow me on TikTok, I do lives on TikTok as well. So make sure that you go there. You will see the link in the description, my TikTok channel. Hey, I used to be afraid of cats many years ago, but now I know that they are not enemies. When they show up, there's a reason as to why. Corolla a pink. I see you. Alex, I'm catching up with the comments. Chandra, I see you. Lynn Ebo, I see you. Rebirth Star, hello. So, like I've told you guys, yes, demonic affliction, it happens to chosen ones. That is how the enemy attacks. To keep you in a loop, trauma, fear, lack, you know, addictions. You start moving in circles. You know, every time you try to break out of the cycle, the enemy comes in with a new trick. You try to break out, the enemy comes in with a new trick. So you can go in loops, because that is how the enemy traps you and keeps you on a lower timeline. Because when you break out of that timeline, you can start walking towards the light. And the enemy doesn't want you to walk towards the light. So they keep you in those loops. Goddess Phenomenon, I see you. How are you? I'm seeing if there's anybody here. Hey, you see, I've been telling you guys, do your own nails, ladies. Yeah. What is the problem with you cutting your own nails and trimming your nails and looking after yourself? You can do these things. Why would you believe that you always have to go somewhere for somebody to take care of your nails? They are going to chop off your nails, and you don't know where they're taking those nails, those pieces. You don't know what you're dealing with. There is a lot of people that if you knew who they were, you would never deal with them, you know? You would never even enter their shops. So you go, you sit down in the salon, this woman is going to come and they are going to rub their hands in your head for hours. You don't know who the woman is. You don't know what she was doing in her house the previous night. So the safest way is to take care of yourself. You do things on your own. You don't need to. There are some unavoidable situations where you have to, maybe there's a wedding, you want to look nice, so you go to get some extra care, whatever. But even then, you have to make sure that you protect yourself. You have to pray. People are dealing with things, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know people, don't let them rub their hands in your head. Okay? Know thyself, I see you. Vanessa. I think that answer is for Teza. Barbara, how are you? Alex is telling you guys buying those used things, yeah? So you guys were still buying used clothes. Those things carry energy. They hold energy. So you're going to buy used clothes, nice coat in the store used, but you don't even know the owner. And then later on, you're wondering, why is everything going berserk? Why is your life upside down? You're wearing somebody's coat, maybe maybe the owner of that coat was a coven. Maybe there was a witch. You are now dealing with that energy, you know? There's always an option. There's always an option, ladies and gentlemen. There are some things they seem to be cheap, but you have to deal with a lot. Because they are used and they are cheap, but the energy is going to be intense. Tasun Ra, or safe. Kes Cannings is asking about magic mushrooms. No, I've never used mushrooms. You should ask them, why do we have 99 viewers and we have 20 likes? Guys, why don't you hit the like button for me? Why do we have 20 likes with 99 viewers? Family. Why do we have more comments than likes? So you have to speak with your attorney. I think there's somebody who is with the child, dealing with child custody. Your lawyer might have to guide you with depending on where you live and the rules that govern your area. So for you guys who don't know, like I've told you, we also do TikTok. And I've been going live on TikTok. So if you want to follow me on TikTok, you will see the TikTok link. And you can go there to follow me. Sometimes we are going live as well. So guys, we've talked about spiritual warfare, demonic affliction of chosen people. I hope you guys have learned a few things. And there's a lot of comments as well. People have been sharing a lot of things that you can also use on your journey. So for the ones who are just coming in, you have to go back to the beginning. The video will be there on the channel. Thank you for participating, guys, and I will see you in my next one. Peace.